My name is Tammy Chang. I'm a holistic nutrition and fitness coach and owner of the Nourish Belly. I started this journey when I was 23. I'm 37 now. And I saw my own health coach for 6 months when I was a teacher, my first year teaching in elementary school. And I was really amazed by the effectiveness of just working with someone for 6 months. And while my outer life was so utterly chaotic, it was really a blessing to have someone guide me through just working on myself and my nutrition. And then from there, while I was still a teacher, I was really into nutrition. I started reading everything I could. And when I decided to stop teaching, I had no idea what I wanted to do, but I knew I wanted to follow my curiosity with food. And so with a couple of girlfriends, we traveled across the country and basically just ate at backyard gardens, like all through the US. And I ended up working on an organic farm, and I decided that probably the best way was to go to nutrition school. And after going to a few and sitting in on classes, I came to Bauman and was really impressed with the level of teaching. So I decided to move to the Bay Area. And then even during nutrition school, I knew that doing consulting and coaching was something that I wanted. And so through that process, I wanted to start working with people and putting the steps in place to get my business going. And now I run a company, which is actually just me. I do private nutrition coaching, and my business is called the Nourish Belly. I also published my first book this past year through Ulysses Press in Berkeley called The Nourish Belly Diet, and I'm working on my second one. And I just turned the first draft in last week. And then to supplement my nutrition practice, I also teach fitness and teach capoeira, which is a Brazilian martial art. So I really look to figure out what inspires me and keeps me excited just in my own work. So I'm really clear on the impact that health can have on your mood, on just how you feel about yourself. And for me, I had a lot of body image issues when I was younger. I grew up in a really competitive environment. I was a competitive swimmer and just always feeling pitted against other girls. And through a lot of self-work and starting working with a health coach, I really transformed the way that I saw food and the way that instead of something to be controlled, it was more looking at it as a way to take care of yourself and to be nourishing. And this aspect and this kind of idea is so pervasive. Even working today with women, it's such body image and just like feeling shame around what we're eating and what we're allowing ourselves to eat or not is really damaging. And it's kind of heartbreaking. And so being able to do this work and seeing how it really does change your life, because food is such an integral part of our culture and our ways that we interact socially, so that if you're able to come at it from a really healthy, positive way, then it changes your outlook on so many other things. I think anyone who is working on their own and starting their own business, you have to wade through a lot of other people's definition of success. So there's a lot of programs out there and people who are actually trying to play on your fears and say, you should be making this much money, or you should be having this many clients, or this is how much you should be charging. And there's a lot of like shame and fear built into people who are trying to make it work, especially in the beginning where you do have to put in work and it takes time to build your practice. And so that was a big piece of really looking at my own definition of, okay, what's making me happy right now? What's fulfilling me? What's inspiring me? What's making me want to continue to do this work and to build my practice? And so I think that was the hardest part, just kind of like batting away other people's expectations of what I should be doing. And the best part, I think that also leads into the best part, which It really is working for yourself, and especially in this line of work where we are working on health and working on overall holistic health. It is about what inspires us to be healthy, and life work is very much a part of that. And we have the opportunity to really create the practice that we want. And so really always kind of checking in with myself and saying, am I working in a way that I admire about myself? And so that's also been a really great part. To answer this question, I think you really have to know how you work yourself. So me personally, I am a very big picture person. I don't get bogged down in details. I'm one of those people that's like, oh, it's good enough. And so I work really well with people who are detail oriented. So I think you first have to really understand how you work in partnership and what your communication style is, and then to find people that can complement that, and also just not rush in to say like, oh yeah, we have this great idea, it could be great, but then it's just not working. So to vet your collaborators and your employees, and then to also just talk about being in communication and what that looks like for you. I think that in the current industry, there is a lot of buy this shake, take this pill, do this 6-week program, lose 20 pounds, and feel great. And while those may, on the surface, seem very effective, in the long run, they're really not working. And I think where we as nutrition consultants and the fact that we focus on just eating food, getting back into the kitchen, although it's not as an attractive of a solution, it really is the most sustainable and most effective in the long run. And I think also, especially Bauman does a really good job of giving you this foundation of scientific knowledge to understand how the body works. And then the best part, I think, is also the support that we give continually, because people really do need guidance on how to do things slowly and how to implement things in a sustainable way. One is to really figure out why you're in this work. So is it because you love cooking and you want to share that? Is it because you really want to work on body image? You really want to work with a specific condition? Figure out what keeps you inspired and engaged, and what always piques your curiosity first. And then work with your colleagues, work with a business coach, work with someone to figure out how to make it into a system and to make it into a business that is sustainable for you. And then I think really that support key is really key, where you're just able to bounce ideas off people and to get support, because it's definitely not an easy path. You're going to be really challenged in many ways, and that's awesome because it's just an opportunity for growth.